Welcome to the Catholic Life Coach Podcast. My name is Carla Fitz. I am a certified life coach, wife, and mom of two beautiful little girls. My hope for this podcast is to offer support and empower other Catholic women to live their most authentic life. To share life coaching tools from a Catholic perspective in order to help you live a more fulfilling life filled with peace, joy, and abundance. Let's get started. Hello and welcome, everybody. So blessed to be here with you this week. I'm so excited. I have been feeling lots of emotions. There's been a lot of up and downs lately with some personal things going on, the death of our grandpa, and just a lot of emotions going through my mind. This past week, my daughter was in Totus and she loved it. And I was going through anxiety because I'm so used to homeschooling that and having her with me at all times that doing this new thing or doing this, different, it's something different, felt so uncomfortable. And I was just processing lots of emotions. And then also in my business, lots of things changing, some really exciting things happening, and just a bunch of emotions that I was processing. One of the thoughts that kept repeating in my mind was the thought of, am I doing enough? Should I be doing this? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And I think our brains often, it wants to keep us in a safe state. It wants to keep us protected. It wants to keep us in the cave. That's what our coach, the lady who trained us to be coaches, she talks about the brain being always in comfort when it's in the cave. And the cave is our safety net, is what we are used to, it's what's our comfort zone. And anytime that we leave the cave, we feel like we are in danger. We feel like we are going to die. She talks about it being like when we were back in caveman years, that was our survival. When we were in the cave, that's when we were safe. But the problem is that at the time we had to leave the cave in order for us to go get food, or right, they were hunting in order for us to survive. Also, we needed to leave the cave, but the safest place to be was inside of it. When we left, that meant that we were putting ourselves in danger. That meant that we were putting ourselves in harm's way, and we didn't know if we would come back. And so that is called our primitive brain. And that side of our brain is constantly trying to keep us safe. It is constantly trying to keep us in comfort. And our brains are very wired for saving energy. It wants to do what feels good. It wants to do what feels comfortable. And anytime that we do something new, it's simply uncomfortable. And without the knowledge that fear is meant to be there, but it's not a warning, it can stop us. It can make us believe that we're not supposed to do this thing, that we're not supposed to follow that goal or follow this new thing. It's easy to believe that we are actually in danger when we do something new. And that is what I was going through when my daughter was going to Totus. She went there for a few days this past week, and I wasn't her teacher. I was not with her. And it was uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie. It was very uncomfortable. I felt unsafe. And I had to remind my brain that there is not an actual danger happening. She's with amazing people. You are okay. And this is temporary. That is a powerful tool to have in our back pocket when we are going through life. Because anything in our lives is going to trigger something within us. Anything new, anything different is going to trigger a reaction or an emotion within us. And if we are unaware that we have a choice, it can be so much more painful. Because what used to happen prior to me learning any of this stuff was that anytime my brain believed that either my girls were in danger or I was in danger, I would blindly believe it. If my brain felt uncomfortable, I would blindly believe that I was not supposed to be there, that someone was going to come and kill us. I was always in panic. I was always in anxiety. And my brain still goes to the worst case scenario. It's like, oh my goodness, this is what's going to happen and there's no other option. But now We can have the power of reminding our brains that it's okay, that we are actually okay, speaking truth to it, that God is with us, that we are protected, that we are loved, that we are not alone. And thinking about this has been, of course, very life changing, and learning about this has been very freeing. But this past weekend, I was sitting at Mass listening to Father give his homily. And he was talking about how important it is for us to do our part. And he shared a quote. And the quote was, "Without God, I can't. Without me, God won't." I cannot tell you the reaction that happened within me. I felt my heart shake because so often I hear my clients and I hear myself saying to myself that I am not sure if this is the thing I need to be going after. Telling myself, oh, I don't know if this is where I'm supposed to be. Oh, maybe I made a mistake. Oh, maybe this is not what God wants me to do. Even though God repeatedly has reminded me that this is where He wants me to go. This is where He wants me to be. This is the person that He wants me to become. I still am trying to stay safe, quote unquote, in my cave, not going after the big things or not going after this dream or pretending that that dream isn't there because I'm not sure. And when Father shared that particular phrase, it hit me so hard because this is something that we need to remember as daughters of God. I can't do anything without God. Without God leading me, without God protecting me, without God's graces and mercy. But if I don't show up, then God won't do anything either. That shakes me because this is a team effort. I've been having this image of me riding along with God. I'm not in the driver's seat at all. He's the one driving, He's the one leading my life, but I'm in the passenger seat. I don't know if you guys have had this experience with your husbands or with someone else who's driving and you're the co pilot. If you are not doing your job, they will not get to where we're going. And that's the image I keep having in my head. God is driving, but I'm the co pilot. We are the co pilots. We are meant to be part of these miracles that He's putting in our heads and in our hearts. We are meant to fight for those things that He has placed in our hearts. I think it's easy for us to retrieve and to hide and to say, well, I'm not sure if this is where I'm supposed to go. Because here's the thing, maybe it's not. But if He has placed it in your heart, that is a step that you need to take in order to get to where He wants you to go. No step is wasted. Because, like I said this past week, it is in those places, in that particular journey that He has placed in your heart, that He will teach you, that He will help you grow, that He will help you to develop your heart, your faith, your mind. But we need to show up. We need to be good co-pilots. We need to be paying attention. We need to be taking the right turns in the turns that He's leading us to and taking a risk towards our goals, taking a risk towards that dream or to that person that we are trying to become. We don't know what's around the corner until we turn the corner. There's no other way, my friend, for you to find out what's around the corner but for you to turn. No other way. That's it. This is how we're going to find out what's coming next, is to turn, is to take a risk, is to take a leap of faith. But we need to show up for what He's calling us to do. I often think of the miracle of the fish, and I shared this in another podcast where God came to the shore and He's like, hey, Simon, hey, Andrew, throw your nets again. And the guys are like, what? I love how I call them the guys because the chosen has created this like friendship between me and the disciples. But the disciples are sitting there and they're like, Lord, like, I get that you're calling me to do this thing, but I have been trying for so long. I am exhausted. And we haven't caught anything in I don't even know how long. And God is like, it doesn't matter. Do it anyway. But the thing is, God could have just chosen to put the fish in the boat without the disciples taking a play in the show, without the disciples ever participating. And yet, they are the co-pilots. They need to show up. They needed to take a leap of faith and throw that net, and then the miracle happened, because it happens between you and God. Because without you, God won't. Without God, you can't. It's a team effort. The same happened in the miracle of the feeding of the 5,000. God could have just done, here's your fish, here's the loaves. But he asks us to give the fish and the loaves that we have. Sometimes we can believe that we don't have much to offer, but the truth is we do. The truth is what we have is enough. And this is also a reminder for each one of us who are going after a goal or after a dream, or we have a desire to create something in our business or in our family or in our relationships, or we just simply want to change how we feel about ourselves. We want to start believing a new thought, a new story, creating a new story, starting a new chapter. We have to remember that we do not need another permission, that we do not need an external thing to tell us that we are worthy, because God has already told us that. He's already proven that. He's already died for us. What we need is to give ourselves permission to go after that. What we need is to know that God is walking with us, that every single step is happening for a reason and is leading us to the next best thing. We do not need an external validation. We need to start believing it from within us. That is where the power lies. It's knowing that God has placed the desire, and my one and only job is to fight for it. And we need to show up. Our one and only job is to give the best that we have, to give our loaves and our fish. That is what God needs us to do. We are not going to know how things are going to pan out. We are not going to know exactly what the path is going to look like, and it's going to be a clean thing that you go after. No, it's going to have its ups and downs, but it's worth it. Not only is it worth it, it's life-changing. That is the power of surrendering, right? It's saying, God, I'm not entirely sure where I'm going, but I'm doing it anyway. I am trusting you in all of this because I know that regardless, you are going to take what I have to offer and do the very best for me. So in this week, as you are going, check in with yourself and ask yourself, am I showing up? Am I doing my part? Am I open to do my part? Am I open to do the scary things, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when I feel like I'm in danger? Am I reminding myself that this is just a thought? The danger isn't actually a reality. The reality is we are not alone. We are blessed. God is giving us graces daily, by the hour, by the second. And he's going to give us exactly what we need in order to get to that goal. This is why I do these podcasts and why I'm here for you, because we are meant to do this together. We are meant to do this in a community with friends, not alone. It's so much fun that way. So much more fun that way than doing this on our own. So this week, check in with yourselves and remind yourself, without God, I can't. Without me, God won't. Participate in the miracles that he's asking you to participate in. Do not pass the opportunity to be in the co-pilot seat. Help God out. Participate. Take a chance. Be the person that he is calling you to be. All right, my loves. Until next week, God bless. Hey, thanks so much for joining us today. I hope this episode was inspiring and helpful for you. If you are ready and would like to find out more about life coaching from a Catholic perspective, then all you need to do is set a time to chat with me. This will be a good opportunity for you to get a taste of what it's like to coach with me and how I can help you overcome the limiting beliefs that are making you feel stuck. I will also help you embrace your emotions in a way that empowers you. And my biggest hope overall is to help you grow in faith, peace, joy, and abundance. To find out more, check the link in the description. And until next time, God bless.